What you got, Noodle?
Hello everyone. Before we get into talking about books and what I got for Christmas, if you want to just skip ahead to all that, I'll put the time here because I have not so great news. My dog Junior passed away early Thursday morning. He got to spend one more Christmas with us. Needless to say, I'm grieving. I'm absolutely heartbroken, and I'm just kind of trying my best to get through all of it. I'm still going to be posting, but it's kind of just whenever I can, whenever I'm okay enough to film. And before you comment, oh, you don't have to film or whatever, I'm basically doing anything and everything to distract myself so that I can get through all of this. Whatever you see me doing, I am just doing it to get by. But I was really excited to film this video, so I'm gonna try to cheer myself up and talk about books. I have Rusty here behind me, and Josie's on the couch. She was in my lap, but she's too excited about it. So on that note, let's start with a little what I got for Christmas haul, and then we'll talk about books. I'm just gonna pull things from the little pile I have here. I got this cute little Kiki's delivery service bag. I've already decided I'm gonna use this as my new work ice rink type bag where I keep tissues. It's actually pretty big, it's pretty wide, and I love that they attach the ears to the handle, but I could just use a little refresh since I stopped teaching most of my workout classes. I'm only teaching chair yoga now, so I don't really need to bring equipment with me around, so I can downsize a little bit, which will be nice. So yeah, that's the plan. Also, I feel like I need to acknowledge the tower next to me. My mom gave me the ACOTAR series. It's at the bottom of this tower, and then a couple of my students gave me Target gift cards. I also have an Amazon gift card that I have not touched yet. I'm probably going to use it to pre-order the second book in Games Gods Play because I love this so much. I think that's probably one of my most excited releases for 2025. Oh yeah, I was saying, I used the gift cards plus Target had buy one get one half on all of their books to get the Throne of Glass series, as well as Quicksilver. I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but it's underneath it. That's our book club book for January, and I pre-ordered Onyx Storm since last month. I bought Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. But back to the pile, I got these cute little slipper socks, and they look a lot like Junior. I love slipper socks because I'm always cold. I got these pajama pants. They were from Five Below. It's cute little nutcrackers on it. I like that the background is black and not like a light color for staining reasons here, because I can be a mess and they're really soft, which the dogs always love when I wear those super soft fleece pajamas. Also from Five Below, I had to get this cute pink sweatshirt with the little skating logo on it. I like the stitching on this, and it kind of goes really well, honestly, with the nutcracker pajamas. My mom also got me this. I can't wait to wear it kind of like as a jacket in the spring and in the fall. It's My Neighbor Totoro themed, and it's corduroy, and I just love the embroidery. It's really cute. And let me show you the detail, the embroidery on the back. It's really adorable. It's very heavy. It's very nice, and I'm pretty sure it's mostly cotton. I feel like it would look so cute with like a little kind of pleated skirt or skater skirt situation. And then I actually bought this, I think, in the spring, but my mom's like, you have to wait till Christmas. This little New York embroidered little mock neck sweatshirt. I feel like this will be nice to wear skating. It's warm and thick, but it's like has nice big sleeves, so it'll be easy to move in it. And then another thing my mom got me, because she knows I just love to be cozy, is this really oversized sweatshirt. It's really soft on the inside. It's like fleecy. And then the last couple things, my sister got me 2 spiral notebooks. They're Hello Kitty themed. I'm excited to use these. I want to do it before New Year's Eve. I want to sit and at least flesh out the characters, like how they look and their names and the names of places and those kind of details, and a rough timeline. I want to write a book. It'll be a fantasy kind of adventure, a little bit of mystery. So I'm excited to have these. It helps me actually having them written out and then have them next to me while I type on the computer, so I'm not like clicking back and forth on pages. Oh, and last thing I almost forgot. Ow, I just rocked onto my ankle, that hurt. I've been already wearing these. I got these cute little slippers with little teddy bears on them. I absolutely love them. They're really soft and squishy. They have a lot of, you know, some slippers, they're kind of thin. These are not like that, and they have nice like rubber grippy soles, and they're just adorable. I really like those. Now, my reading goal this year was to read 30 books, and I ended up reading 34. And I started Quicksilver last night, but I'm gonna count that as my first book of the next year, because I'm not gonna read it by the end of the year. And I only read 2 chapters, and it's 600 pages. But I know I reviewed Games Gods Play. I can't really remember if I made a review for A Very Merry Mistake, but we're gonna review all of the last 4 books that I've read recently, starting with the 31st book I read this year was A Very Merry Mistake by Lyra Parrish. I really loved this book, and this is book 1 in the series, so there is another book, and I might use my Amazon gift card to order it and read it next winter, kind of make it a little bit of a tradition. This was a very quick, very fast-paced read, and it was very spicy. They really jumped to it, but I also loved all of the characters. I will admit it was extremely cheesy. His name was Jake Jolly. Like, it was that level of cheesy the whole time. Sometimes I had to like close the book and be like, ooh, a little bit cringy, but that's what I was craving. I needed something very lighthearted and fast-paced and a good distraction, so to speak. A couple of the tropes that were going on were close proximity and secret identity, and when I finished it, there was a little QR code at the back of the book so I could read a little bonus chapter, and that was really, really cute. But this is definitely a 5 out of 5 cheesy, spicy Christmas book. The 32nd book I read this year was One Hot Holiday by Cynthia Eden. It was pretty obvious that this was going to be a very spicy book from sentence 1, but aside from it being a spicy Christmas themed book, really liked the action, thriller, suspense aspect of the storyline. It made me not want to put the book down, honestly. Very fast paced. I think I read it in just a couple days. She was kind of on the run and he wanted to protect her. Very Hallmark movie, but with a dash of spice. Another 5 out of 5 read for me. The 33rd book I read this year was Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey. This was another cheesy Hallmark style, spicy Christmas book. I really liked the plot line. It was a little different, I feel like. The 2 main characters are each the child of a different rock star that were in a band together way back when, who had a falling out and broke up. And they're kind of asked to try to get the band back together, and it is very dramatic, very silly, lots of hijinks. So this one gave me lots of giggles. I really enjoyed this book, and it was definitely another 5 out of 5 for me. I read it so quickly. The 34th book I read this year was Grumpy Goalie by Delancey Stewart. I cannot get over the cover. The cover's a bit much, I'll admit that. Especially if I were to compare it to this, it wasn't as spicy, but I feel like this cover makes it seem more chill than this is. It's not as spicy as the cover looks, but it still has some in there. I feel like there's honestly more storyline and plot going on anyway. It was like the grumpy sunshine trope, close proximity situation, and they're both kind of processing different huge life events that they're going through, and a good cheesy Hallmark ending. And again, that book also had a little QR code at the end of it so I could read this little bonus chapter, which was just a nice little treat. And this is also a book in a series. Like, there's way more hockey themed romance novels, but it was overall a really adorable little story. Not really Christmas themed, just kind of general winter theme. It actually takes place in January, so if you want to read it like right now, it's kind of the perfect time. But that was another 5 out of 5 read for me because I really enjoyed the storyline and how it revolved around family. So I want to do a tier rating of all of the books that I read this year. Before we get to that though, I want to talk about my reading goals for 2025 and my January TBR. So my reading goals, I'm tentatively setting it for 48 books. This year was 30. I'm thinking 48. Here's the breakdown. I'm gonna have one book club book. Oh, by the way, I'm in a book club now. I feel like I didn't talk about that. That was a recent development between part 3 of the books I read in 2024 and now. But I'm in a book club, so book club book. And then I want to read at least one book in the series, and we're reading them all, ACOTAR. And then I'm thinking one digital book, a little quick fun read, and one audiobook. I really want to get into listening to audiobooks this year. I feel like I'd enjoy that while I'm working in the pottery studio or just doing anything else. 4 books total a month. Anywho, my January TBR is to read Quicksilver by Callie Hart for book club. And then I want to read Iron Flame and Fourth Wing because I pre-ordered Onyx Storm and we're going to be reading that as like our February, end of January book club book. So I want to get through those, and I've yet to pick which audiobook I want to listen to, but we'll get there when we get there. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. We're just nosediving right into all the fantasy. Voila. So we're going to get through this quick because there's a lot of them. I can't even imagine if I'm going to be able to do this next year if I read 48 books. I don't know. Starting off with The Great Gatsby and Other Stories. This had The Curious Case of Benjamin Button and The Diamond as Big as the Ritz. All 3 of them for me are going into D tier. I really didn't like a single one of these stories. I should have just not read it, but I'm stubborn. Window by the Bay by Debbie McComber. I'm gonna put that at B only because it was so sad. We'll go through all the Debbie McComber books. You know what? I'm gonna put Window by the Bay actually at C, and I'm gonna put Ready for Marriage at B. Like, it was a fun read. I enjoyed it. I got through it. Wouldn't read it again. Do recommend it if you like a quick, easy, fun read. The Christmas Spirit. I'm actually gonna put this at A. I really liked this book. I thought it was adorable. I liked how the narrator was telling the story to their grandkids. It was very cute. It was adorable. Then A Family for Easter. I'm gonna put it at B. One Hot Holiday. I'm putting that at A. Ooh, Almost Just Friends by Jill Shalvis. If it isn't S tier, I'm not gonna reread it, but it doesn't mean I didn't really enjoy it. And that book in particular, I really enjoyed. It was a really cute plot. Greek Myths for Young Children. I read it like bedtime stories. Okay, Very Merry Mistake. We just went over that. I'm putting that at A. I loved it. Games Gods Play. This is an S tier for me. I really, really loved this book. Poor Unfortunate Souls. I'm gonna put it at C. A History of Magic was pretty cute. I actually like that one. I'm gonna put it at B. A nice little mystery. And The Secret of Poppy Ridge Cove. Both got me like in the vibe for Halloween. Dracula's Guest. I'm trying to decide if I want to put it at B or C. I guess that says it all. I'm putting it at C. I'm putting it at C only because it was a little too spooky for me. A Holiday Setup was another very fun, quick, spicy read. Okay, Book of Azrael. This was our first book club book and it was a stinker. I think I'm gonna put it at D. The plot was just not plotting. There was not enough information to get you like committed to it. And then the spice was lacking. Okay, Nora Roberts, The Liar. Ooh, I love this book. I'm putting it A tier. It's almost S tier for me. Almost. Only that I don't see myself reading it again because it was like a mystery suspense situation. And I feel like when I know that reading again just doesn't have the same oomph. People We Hate at the Wedding. I'm gonna put this at B. I felt like it needed to be funnier. The Beautiful Ones. I'm honestly gonna put this one at C. I felt like they could have gone more into the magic fantasy side of it, sped up the pace a little bit. It was just a little too slow. Two Summers. This is a little YA novel that I really enjoyed. Okay, S tier. The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I love this book. When I see a book trending on Book Talk or Bookstagram, I don't consume reviews. If I just hear, hey, a lot of people happen to like this book, I don't want to know the good or the bad. Just, we like this book is enough for me to try it. Honestly, I see it as historical fiction with romance thrown in there. Outlawed. Ooh, another A tier for me. Historical fiction again with LGBTQIA characters. It just perfectly captured the Wild West in a more real way to me. The summer I turned pretty series. It was S tier for me. I read all three pretty quickly, but they really capture the nostalgia of summer as a preteen. Chasing Harry Winston. I liked this book, but I'm putting it at B only because the chapters were kind of too slow for me. I just felt like it could be a little quicker, but it was very funny. Her Dark Lies. Oof. I'm putting it to A. It's almost S tier for me. It was a really good thriller mystery. Of course, I had it figured out kind of in the first chapter, but I felt like that was kind of the point of it. Two-Way Street. Again, I'm going to put this one at B. The Ivy Tree. I'm putting this at C. I had a hard time getting into it because it's written in like British style English and I am a dumb American. Okay, Grumpy Goalie. I'm going to put that... I'm putting it at A, and we're finishing off with the No Safety in Numbers series. I loved it. It is S tier for me, but that's my tier list for the entire year. So that wraps up all the books I read in 2024, part 4, the grand finale. Hope you enjoyed this video. It honestly did cheer me up a little bit, you know, kind of looking back at some of these stories that were really fun to read, and I hope you got some good recommendations out of it. And I'm excited to venture into the world of dragons. And going into the new year, I'm considering when I do my little monthly reset of it being half reset and half just books, so I can talk about what books I read that month, as well as my TBR for the next month. So let me know if that's something you would enjoy. But now I have to clean up this mess, all these books. And I can't believe I'm gonna order more books. Up next is a little reset. I'm honestly probably going to take down my Christmas decorations because they just too much of a reminder right now. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see ya when I see ya.